John Senior said that John Junior's favourite day of the week is a Tuesday because the podcast comes out, and he says he listens as he drives to the golf course.
That's class.
We talk golf or not?
Well, yeah, but one thing that I've heard about, you've told me briefly this story, I want you to explain it fully for me and for the listener, there was a young boy a couple of days ago, won a very big golf tournament, and he's done an interview afterwards apparently, or his dad has, and he said, he's not really got a favourite golfer. So, for example, he's not thinking Tiger, he's not talking about Dustin Johnson, he's not a John Rahm fan or Rory, or his favourite golfer is your friend of mine, Richard Shields.
Yeah.
Explain this to me, please.
So, what's weird? I don't know how I've ever set this up. I actually have a prompt on Google. If my name ever gets mentioned in a news article, I get an email.
I don't know how I set this up.
It's just something I set up. And I woke up yesterday morning, and normally it happens around midnight. I got a news article, a news alert saying you've been.
How often do you get these then?
Oh, well, daily. Not very, very, very seldomly. Depends if I've caused any beef. So I got this prompt. It was like, you've been mentioned in the news article. So I clicked on it, and it was the Mayo News.
Mayo?
Mayo. M-Mayo.
I'm going to try and find this article now.
I found it for you.
All right, okay.
It's a Mayo News. So it's an Irish newspaper, and on the homepage, or on one of the golf pages, it was Ballyhainis golfer is number one. And there's a picture
got it.
of a young lad holding a massive trophy.
That's a ridiculous big trophy.
With super proud dad and super proud mum. And underneath it says, brilliant young golfer John William Burke, who apparently is a huge fan of the podcast. Doesn't say this in the news article, but
I reckon that would be his second favourite golfer then. Could be top 10.
You could be. Is pictured with his parents, John and Paula, along with the Gary Player Trophy, which he won for being the overall champion in the Flow Gas Irish Junior Open Golf Summer Series. Okay. And later on in the article, kind of skip through reading the rest of it. I wanted to find my name. And you're right. It said, who's your favourite golfer? And he said he doesn't have one, but he watches all of Rick Shields' YouTube videos. So Twitter can be a toxic place sometimes.
It can.
I'm not the biggest fan of Twitter. I'm sorry for everybody that does follow me on there, but it's a bit weird. I thought, let's use the power of Twitter and do something nice. I'd got home slightly early yesterday afternoon. The kids are still off school. They were running around the house causing mayhem. I was just chilling out. And I put a tweet out saying, is there any chance anyone can get hold of this young lad's parents' numbers? I thought, let's congratulate him. So the golf course themselves actually messaged me, Ballyhainis Golf Club, and the pro there, Maria, gave me his dad's number, and just out the blue, I rang him yesterday.
So talk me through it. You ring, he goes hello. I don't want to do a thing here, but just, what was it?
Well, he's Irish.
Right, okay.
So John's Irish, and
yeah.
I like an Irish accent, I really do, and my wife is very fond of an Irish accent, and she was around. My wife actually ended up crying on the phone call.
Oh my word.
And so I rang him up and said, "Oh, hi John, it's Rick Shields." He went, "Oh, hello there, Rick. How you doing, though?" I said, "I believe your son's just won a big tournament." "Oh, yes, he has." "No, I can't." Is this a decent or not?
It's not horrendous.
I feel like I can do better, but the pressure on the video, and I don't want to offend anybody in Ireland. And I said, is because dad's called John and son's called John. I said, is John Jr. around? He said, yeah, he's just next to me. So puts him on the phone. I was on the phone to him for about 5 minutes.
Was he chatting back? Like, was he nervous?
Really nice lad.
That's class.
Really nice lad. And I invited him as my VIP guests to the golf show live.
That's awesome.
Which I didn't think they'd be able to make because of restrictions, but he's texted me since and said they'd be happy to come along, him and his dad. So it's just nice, and it's not didn't take a lot. And listen, I wasn't genuinely doing it for any other reason, just to congratulate him. He's won a big trophy. He's mentioned my name in a news article. The least I can do is give him a little phone call and ask, congratulate him.
That's very, very nice touch. But this is what's mad, that like a bit like Minwoo Lee, golfers coming through now, tour golfers who are like, let's say 18 to 23 or whatever, have kind of grown up watching your videos.
Yeah, It's crazy.
And you think about, that's it. Even the younger generations. How old was John? He's like 12. So literally, you've been making videos for as long as he can remember. Like when he was 5 years old, you were making videos.
Yeah.
So if he hopefully goes on to be a tour player or whatever, or however he takes golf in the future, there's kids out there who'll have been watching the videos, hopefully listen to the podcast, and you will be to them as much of a golfer, if you like, as Rory.
It's crazy.
It's mad. It is mad.
Well, John Senior said that John Junior's favourite day of the week is a Tuesday because the podcast comes out, and he says he listens as he drives to the golf course.
That's class.
But we've probably seen it already. You know, like Minwoo Lee, who mentioned he was a fan of the channel before coming on the channel and now dominating the world of golf. Players like Sam Horsfield has mentioned that he watches the videos. Who's the other Irish lad that you... Tom McKibben?
Tom McKibben, yeah.
He's a fan of the channel, I believe.
Yeah.
And now he's European
class.
tour and doing amazing.
Do you think, though, that, like, when you're growing up... Go on.
That young lad at the Open.
Oh, yeah?
Who stopped me on the putting green.
We
Can't remember his name now. But he was walking across the bridge at the top. And granted, I know a few of the players now. Not loads, but a few of them. So I wouldn't have been surprised if, I don't know, a Danny Willett or a Tommy Fleetwood might have shouted down, "Hey, Rick," or something.
Yeah.
This lad walked past and you were there with me and said, "Hey, Rick." And I was like, I don't really know who that is. And we walked over to the putting green. We had to actually look at his bag. This kid's playing in the bloody Open.
Mm.
So yeah, we might have on the podcast.
But that's the thing, that when we were growing up, and obviously people before us, the only real golfers you could look up to were either people at your golf club, obviously, or the tour players.
Yeah.
Whereas now, with the internet, I mean, obviously you're, compared to the average guy, a good golfer. But, like, people look up to you for other reasons because of, like, how you and we make golf look fun on the videos. So it's not just about, like, I want to be like Rick Shields because he's good at golf. It's like, we see that a lot of it on I saw it on the wooden golf ball the other day.
Yeah.
So many people commenting saying that you're making golf look fun, you're making me want to go and play golf, and that's as important as being a good golfer. Because as much as you might look up to Rory and Tiger and Dustin, and you should do, you look up to them often because they are good at the game.
Of course.
But with you and what you do, I think people look up to that not just because you're good or very decent, it's because it makes it fun.
Do you not also think it's very relatable?
Yeah.
You know, a young lad who, you know, might be struggling with the golf, you know, because golf's hard, as we've mentioned. We don't disguise that in the video. Like, I say golf is hard.
Yeah.
You know, and you may look at tour golf and never think anybody ever hits a bad shot.
Yeah.
Would you
Well, that's because as well, it only shows the best players in the world and the ones that are playing the best on that week. You don't see, maybe Rory would, but if, again, Danny Willett misses a cut and he shoots 76, you won't see a single shot.
You don't see any of it. Where, again, little John or little Timmy or whatever is watching the channel and going, oh, bad shots do happen. Rick can play good golf, but he can also top a 3-wood. He can also duff a chip. He can also miss a 3-foot putt. And I think I would have really appreciated that when I was 10, 11, 12 growing up. Because, again, it puts golf into a perspective that you go, oh, all right. So I used to give myself such a hard time for things like that when I was
100%.
growing up. But I think if you accepted it and went, okay, I don't want to do that. Granted, it's not something I want to aspire to, but it's okay. And I also think, and again, you might have been similar, through the winter, I really died off golf when I was younger. Like through the winter months, I almost semi-forgot about it.
Yeah.
And got into other sports, back into footy.
Obviously. Even footy. You would have called it football 6 weeks ago. Now it's footy.
Into the
I wonder why you wore shin pads today.
And, you know, so I think, again, because if I was young little Timmy or John now going through the winter, I might not be playing as much golf because the weather's bad, but I'm still consuming golf content through social media, through YouTube videos, not just mine, obviously, not just things we produce. There's a huge catalogue of YouTube videos now people can watch. And I think that's obviously giving Joe Average a great insight to how to get better at golf, how to buy the right equipment, how to have more fun. But like I say, it's giving those young golfers the insight to what golf is actually really like and making it realistic, which I think is really important.